This segment of the show brought to you by Blackrose Entertainment. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, the BMD, and we are creating a new episode on our Rogers Television Network, Channel 10, called Behind the Scenes. It is still Meet the Band, but we're doing a new segment starting 2024. We've been blessed to have our guest right now who is playing. We are at the Regent Theatre Live, who will be playing tonight, Joan Smith and the Jane Does. That is a mouthful. She is sitting to my left. We're going to get at it right now. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, somewhere in the world.
Good day.
Good. Background. Let's start with the background. How did you get here tonight? I don't mean by bus or car or Uber. How did you get here?
To this point, I guess.
In your life.
In my life, yeah, I guess I started playing music professionally about 10 years ago. Before that, I had a band, an indie band that we would play all the time, but we wouldn't get paid much money for.
Okay.
But then we did get a placement in Orange is the New Black, that show, and then from there on things started I focused more and more on the music portion versus having a day job, and
okay.
I am fortunate at this point to be able to call music my living.
So when did you decide music, you mentioned the living 9-to-5 job, but now you're living, when was that crossover? Or did you know a long time ago you'd end up here? I don't mean here tonight, but in your place right now.
Yeah, I guess I never considered for the longest time that I could do covers and make money. It was something that I did all through university for fun. Mm-hmm. But at some point, like the last few years, especially, I started being hired by other people to do covers or by original artists to play for them, and then started my own cover band projects. Okay. And it's a great way to be at this theater tonight and also be able to play a couple of original songs as well.
Okay, so the voice. I saw the video, The Black Dog. It's a Led Zeppelin experience, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so where did the voice come? Natural, born with, or developed?
I guess I took 6 months of voice lessons in high school. I started as a soprano, but then once my voice teacher figured out how much I could belt, really started focusing on the belting versus the singing in a
lots
high
of
pitch.
I felt the Miley Cyrus and the Hart Ann Wilson, that pitch, that upper end there, that Robert Plant used to hit. We talked off there a little bit about that.
Yes.
So how tough is it to get up to that range?
Fortunately,
the power.
It's quite natural for me. It's uncomfortable for me to sing quietly, really.
Okay.
I prefer to sing loud. I did do music theater in university as well, so once I was cast doing the big belty roles, just like having big lungs, it's more fun than
training. Is there a training day of the event training you have to go through?
Prepping, warming up. I do some very rudimentary warm-ups. I'll do some like with sort of a horse thing, and then there's something using like a gaggy gago goo, like kind of talking like a baby, really engages your diaphragm. So those are a couple of things I do before.
Now I saw the rock star face too in the videos.
Oh yeah.
That was impressive too.
Oh, okay.
On seeing as the voice went up, the face changed. I thought, wow, is that conscious? Or it happens?
I think it mostly happens. I think over the years I've learned how to pose a little bit more powerfully. So there is awareness. But if I'm really going for a note, I'm not thinking about anything except getting the
Tell
note.
us about the band. Who's in the lineup tonight?
Well, it's me and my partner Tom Uhas. That is the Jane Does.
Okay.
And
somebody wore a dress in the video I saw.
That would be Tom.
Oh, that's your partner.
Yeah, here. He's Jimmy Page.
Hopefully we'll get to Tom in a bit.
Yeah.
So did he enjoy having the dress on, or that was a video one-off?
We were doing a whole tribute that day. So we both wanted to be Courtney Love. It was great. It was awesome. It was like, he had a nice, comfortable dress. We picked it out at the Value Village. It was
So
great.
Tom's playing lead, I assume?
Yes, he's Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page, okay.
Yeah.
Who else is in the band? I'm seeing lots of action going on.
Oh yeah, we've got Vivian Wilder on bass. So we have a Jane Paul Jones.
Jane Paul Jones,
Yeah.
like
and
it.
she's awesome. She plays with us and Jane does all the time. And then we have the monstrous Glenn Milcham, who is legendary amongst Canadian drummers.
Okay.
Very lucky to have
and
him.
he's John Bottom.
He's John Bonham.
With lots of bottom.
With all the bottom.
All the bottom. Good.
Yeah.
Good. What kind of music are you listening to now as yourself, not generally the band? Like what's interesting?
There's a band named Idols that really got into the last few years. They're from England and they have like a really great, enthusiastic, hard rock delivery. Really like the Viagra Boys.
Okay.
They're hilarious and also a great dance rock band. So very much into a lot of dance
Any
rock.
of your style, Pat Benatar? I kind of felt that on some of the videos. Am I right or wrong?
I get that a lot. I never really got
Lucas,
into Pat.
you heard that. Talk about that one.
I never really got into Pat Benatar. Like the songs I know are great, but never have heard any of her albums all the way through. But definitely get that comparison a lot. Definitely got a little more into Heart than I ever got into Pat Benatar.
Final question, and it's been a great chat. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Tell us your social media IDs if somebody wants to connect with you off this video.
Yeah.
It'll be played extensively, and we are one of the top shows on Rogers.
Awesome.
For sure. So tell us your social IDs, how people can connect with you.
We can. You can go to thejoansmith.com, regular website. On Instagram at Joan Smith and the Jane Does. On Facebook at Joaner Smith, Joaner Smith. And just, but if you search Joan Smith and the Jane Does, will be the first thing that shows up.
And upcoming events are on those tags?
Yes. Yeah, they'll be
Stateside, wherever you are, Europe, Western Canada.
Yeah, we're releasing a new single in a couple of weeks, so there'll be a lot about that.
Excellent. Well, folks, this has been a wonderful interview on our first show, Meet the Band, our first show Behind the Scenes, getting the insight for you viewers to see what it's like live behind the scenes, and that's what we did today at the Regent Theatre. I want to thank my guest, Joan Smith. Hopefully we can grab some of the other bandmates there, if that's okay with you. And look forward to hearing the show tonight, and congratulations and good luck.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
Okay. Hey folks, back to Meet the Band and our first show Behind the Scene. We are live at the Regent Theatre in downtown Oshawa, previewing a show that's going to happen tonight with Joan Smith and the Jane Does. Boy, you don't want to miss that. That could be a mouthful to say again. I'm here with the bass player in the band, Vivian Wilder. I hope I said that right.
That is correct.
And she is playing Jane Paul Jones.
Jane Pauline.
Jane Pauline Jones from the Led Zeppelin experience.
That's right.
Thank you for taking the time. You're
you.
smiling. You must be happy. You've
so
got a
happy.
real creative look. Is this the stage outfit or?
No, it's not even.
No.
This is
So
just my real life look.
Okay.
But,
okay. So
yeah.
what is the stage outfit? Tell us a little bit.
It's a little bit of a fancier 70s style with some,
Okay.
nice embroidery, some velvety textures, that
Okay.
kind of. Yeah, I mean, you'll just have to see it. But
Okay. Are you singing tonight or just?
I am not.
basing?
I'm just basing.
Basing.
That's enough for me to do today.
So tell us how you got to the bass, not with this band, but versus trumpet or saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you end up with the bass?
I ended up with the bass out of playing many instruments as a child. I am the child of musicians.
Oh.
So I had access to a few different things like piano and violin and guitar and
So
stuff.
does prodigy, does that word fit in?
Absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely
okay.
not. But
Self-taught?
definitely immersed.
Self-taught?
Not self-taught. Nope.
Lessons?
I had lessons. I grew up with like a singer mom and a bass player dad.
So was it after do the homework first, then the practice?
A little bit of neither, but
Okay.
yeah. But definitely long-term immersion in the music and lots of different kinds of music throughout my life since I was basically born. And here I am now playing Led Zeppelin in Oshawa.
So
here we are.
is that a choice? Or
Yeah.
that's the only bass open, or you didn't want to do Frank Sinatra bass, or
I mean, I've got room in my heart for Frank Sinatra. I wouldn't
but
say no to
rock?
that.
You seem
Yeah,
like a rock girl.
I do a lot of rock. I've got my
Okay.
own band that's under my own name. That's more of a rock band
Are
too.
you singing in that band?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
singing that. I also sing backup vocals with Joan Smith and the Jane Does,
okay.
which tonight is basically Joan Smith and the Jane Does playing Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
If that's not confusing enough.
No, that's
Oh,
good. Now, you seem excited about it.
Very.
Is this your second show here at the Regent too?
I've never been here before.
Oh, so it's your
This is my
first with
time
them,
here, and
but it's the
beautiful.
band's second?
Yeah.
Or it was Joan Smith's first?
Joan Smith has come here with some different musicians before.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what can the audience look for from you tonight? Are you all the motion and movement, or are you heavy plucking, or?
I'm not aiming for the heavy plucking, man.
Love it,
That's how
love
I
it.
roll. Yeah.
Love it. Well, look, you have a great time.
You too.
Thanks for taking the time with
Of
us.
course, thank you.
Folks, this was Vivian Wilder, the bass player. She goes by Jane Pauline Jones for the Led Zeppelin experience tonight, live at the Regent Theatre. Back to you. Okay, folks, we are here with the lead guitarist on the Joan Smith Jane Doe Band, and his name is Tom
Uhas.
Uhas. I didn't want to blow that, sorry, so I had him say it. He's the lead guitar player on the band, and he is in memory of Jimmy Page, correct? Portrayal?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So he's a guitar god here as per the Regent Theatre, for sure. And I understand you're the husband of Joan
Smith herself, yeah.
Herself, good. So I'm going to start there before that. What is that like
Oh, it's
to have the
terrifying.
lead singer and the band name? Tell us, you know, the clean version. Tell us what it's like being married to the lead singer.
Well, I mean, I guess we watched a lot of live Zeppelin shows lately, of course.
Yeah.
And I feel like we generally do either that or AC/DC or.
I
heard
saw
her
the
talking
black.
about
I saw the
idols.
Black Dog clip.
Yeah.
Was outstanding, and I
Okay,
know the
cool.
camera panned to you on the da 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 da, the back and forth there,
Yeah,
along
yeah.
with the voice and the band shot. I thought it was outstanding.
Thanks for checking it out.
And I watched lots of covers before I came over today, and lots of the voices don't mix, because when I'm hearing cover, I want to hear close to Jimmy Page, the riffs,
Yeah.
and I want to hear close to Robert Plant, that upper range.
Yeah.
And I think
I'm the same with that
I
kind
think
of stuff.
I
yeah.
think you hit it out of the park. I must have watched
Oh, thanks.
10 covers out in the parking lot waiting to come in, just as prep. And a lot of them don't hit it. You know, they can't climb that higher octave, and the guitars sounded out of tune or rangy, or too, say, bassy, too not enough
Sure.
lead, you know, and not rough. I mean, Page was a rough player.
Oh,
Is your
man.
playing rough?
I mean,
I'm saying rough. I don't mean musically bad.
no,
Just
I think I know
on
what you
it.
mean.
hard.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time working on precision and all that kind of stuff, but like, you know, I grew up listening to Hendrix and Page and like Jay Mascis and all these
So they're
guitar
idols?
players.
They're idols,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely. But they're all kind of like, you know, they'll hit a weird note and either use that as the next jump off or just shrug it off like it never happened. And I think it took me a while to actually feel that way, but now I kind of see the value in like pushing through to the next idea rather than like trying to
So a
perfect
young fella
everything.
growing up, were they your idols right away? Or,
Oh, absolutely.
Or you heard it playing a 45 downstairs
had
a
a
whole lot
very
of love
musical
or
family.
something, and you went, wow, what's that?
Yeah, no, I heard all the sounds while I was growing up because my dad played bass in a band, and he was very encouraging for me and my brother. I have an older brother who started playing the drums, and he, you know, he was able to give me a bit of a head start because he found Zeppelin and he found the Beatles and all these awesome, and jazz, Coltrane and stuff like that. He found all this stuff, and he'd be watching it in the living room, and I'd come sit down and watch it with him, and you know, it doesn't take very long to just be like amazed and fall in love with that.
So who
whole
is your
aesthetic.
preference, Page or Hendrix?
I
Right
don't-
now, today.
I don't know if I can do that, but I've been having a hell of a time relearning a lot of Jimmy Page stuff, and it's just been so enjoyable.
Well, listen, I learned some stuff right now.
Okay.
Have a wonderful show.
Thanks so much.
Congratulations on your skill and your level of professionalism.
Thank you.
I saw what I saw, and it was good, folks.
Well, we're gonna have some fun.
We're gonna have some fun tonight. We're here with the lead guitar player of Joan Smith and the Jane Does, Tom Uhas, and he is performing himself, of course, but also Jimmy Page.
Full Page.
Full Page.
Full
Jimmy.
Page.
Full Page. It's a full page tonight here, live at the Regent Theatre. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Folks, welcome back to the show. We are here live at the Regent Theatre. I'm your host for the BMD on the Rogers television show Meet the Band, and we're doing our first episode of Behind the Scenes. To my left, we have the drummer of the band, Joan Smith and the Jane Does.
I'm Glenn Milcham. How you
Glenn
doing?
Milcham. I didn't want to blow his name there. It's a great name. So, Glenn, how did you get here? I heard from Joan herself. She said legendary drummer.
Oh,
What makes you the legend?
I don't know. Everybody's a legend these days.
Well, give me your version. I'm interested.
Well, I don't consider myself a legend, but I've just been doing this for a long time. I've been a professional musician for about 40 years.
So the skill level's strong.
Well, that's not really for me to say, but I try to keep my skill level up. Yeah.
Okay. So what brings you here tonight? I don't mean at the theater.
Well, what brings me here is kind of has something to do with the skill level thing.
Okay.
When when Joan and Tom asked me to do this gig, I mostly took it on because it's a challenge, because John Bonham is one of the great rock and roll drummers of all time. He's maybe my favorite rock drummer of all time. He's an iconic drummer, and I've listened to Led Zeppelin since I was a kid. I've copped some of John Bonham's licks just from hearing them and copying them over the years, but I've never sat down and went, okay, I'm gonna learn a bunch of Led Zeppelin stuff really closely and examine it closely and see exactly what's going on and try to get his feel together. So I thought that would be a challenging thing, and it would be a really good learning experience.
I hear you. Listen, we're out of time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for taking the time. Didn't want to interrupt sound check and everything.
Oh.
You have a great night tonight,
Thanks.
and the audience, I'm sure, will be thrilled.
I hope so too.
Wait 1 second there. Let's tell you who you are. Folks, we're with the drummer of Joan Smith and the Jane Does. Man, that is a mouthful to say for me. We're here with the drummer,
Glenn Milcham.
Glenn Milcham. Did I say it right?
Sure.
Good. And he plays, I just heard him in sound check. He plays it loud. So if you aren't here tonight, you better get here. Glenn, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for taking the time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Folks, you've been listening to Meet the Band, our first show on Behind the Scenes. We're live at the Regent Theatre. Folks, we're here live at the Regent Theatre for a live show tonight, presenting Joan Smith and the Jane Does, here with the owner-operator of Blackrose Entertainment. We're live at the Regent Theatre with Scott Templeton. Scott, we're here at Soundcheck. Thank you for letting us in the building, number one, to promote our new show, Meet the Band Behind the Scenes, live here at the Regent Theatre.
The first time they were here, I believe, was 2 years ago, right after COVID. Their numbers weren't amazing. There were only 178. We continued with the show, but they have right now doubled their numbers from the last time they were
Wow.
here.
And you're happy,
Oh,
obviously,
I'm
at
quite
a
happy
promoter?
with it. Quite happy with it.
So here's the big question. Would you have them back for the third time, and maybe
Oh, they
they'll
will.
break house records?
Yep, they'll be back for the third time. We'll be starting on probably in 2025. We'll be looking at that.
Now, 2024 is just starting.
Yep.
What do you got online? What's upcoming on, what's on tap on the calendar? And how can people reach you?
Well, the best way to see what we have on tap here at the Regent Theatre is go to regenttheatre.ca. But you can also see what shows we have coming up in other locations by going to blackroseNtertainment.ca.
Folks, this segment of the show is brought to you by Blackrose Entertainment. We are live at the Regent Theatre doing our new promotion, Meet the Band Behind the Scenes. And without Scott, we wouldn't be here. You have a great night and a great show.
You too. Thank you for inviting me along.
Hey folks, the BMD here on my show Meet the Band. If you or your group would like to be a guest on the show, email us at thebmdpodcast@gmail.com. See you then.